Welcome back for another book review. Today, I'm gonna post a picture over here. Yes, I took the book back to the library. It was due. Somebody put in a hold, which means suddenly it becomes instantly due, so I had to drop it off this morning before I could record, but here we are. Today we're talking about Happy Witch. So this is Activity, Spells, and Rituals to Calm the Chaos and Find Your Joy by Mandi Em. Now, Mandi has written another book. It's something like Witchcraft Therapy. I really enjoyed that book, so I had high hopes for this one. So this book approaches the quest for happiness, or the quest for positivity, as Justin Scard always puts it. If you're not a Disney nerd, then you don't know who he is, but that's fine. You should go check him out. He's a cool channel. But anyways, the quest for happiness in this case, in a very approachable beginner way. Most of the techniques are going to be like meditation or an easy spell, or just something really basic to start off with, such as a lot of visualizations. I gave this one a 3 out of 5 star because it's fine. Personally, I didn't get that much from this book. I feel like the other book that she wrote was actually better. I had high hopes. I liked that one. This one really wasn't that good. And I think a lot of it just comes down to the fact of like, this could have been a good book at a very specific time in my life, but I am not in that point anymore. So really, when I read through this book, I came to a realization that it was like, this book really was like a witchified version of my first few therapy sessions I ever went to, and like the first techniques from a licensed person that I ever learned. So like, this book probably would have been better than my therapist that I went to at the first, because like, that dude absolutely, like, first of all, no offense to men. I know I actually have quite a few of you out here in my channel, so like, hello, but like, no offense, I'm never going to a male therapist because you don't necessarily know our lived experience as women and like the social baggage that we have to deal with, and that dude just sucked. So that's like a whole other story. But like, trying out therapy, like, the techniques were not that helpful. And honestly, having a more witchified version of this, I would have done better. And maybe they would have been more helpful. So like, if you are like, it's a very specific type of person that I think would be able to handle that. So like, if you're really struggling, but also know that you're not gonna do anything drastic, but you wanna start working on yourself and you wanna do it like on your own, this is a good place to start. Because really it goes through the very basics. And so it is really good if you are wanting to try and do therapy, but like, it's not always accessible, especially to us in the US. Like, it is very, very expensive. You might not be able to get there because we're a very car dependent nation. Like, there's a lot of reasons. And so like, if it's inaccessible to you, but you could spend, I actually have no idea how much this book cost, 15 bucks-ish. Might be a little under, probably over. Somewhere in that ballpark, maybe 20. If you can spend 15 to 20 bucks on a book, that's about the cost that you would pay for a copay for a therapist, if it's even covered by your insurance. So like, if you don't want to go down the route of true therapy yet, this is a really good starting point. Try these techniques, see if they would work for you, and really give it a go. Give it like 6 months of doing all of the things consistently. Then if it's not doing good, then you at least tried. But most of these were, again, beginner steps that I was given to do. And so like, it was really not revolutionary for me, which is why it's like in the fine category. Because like, if you've done, you know, your first like couple months of therapy, you've seen these. There's nothing new. It's just a slightly witchified version. And I've come to learn that like, these techniques aren't the ones that really work for me. And yet I think me like 7 to 8 years ago, it might have actually been quite helpful. I just didn't know it. And this book also wasn't written yet. However, looking at it as the now me, it's really not that helpful. Like, I've gone beyond the basics of therapy, the intro stuff that they have you do, and I've gotten a little bit more in depth with it and moved into more shadow work and understanding CPTSD and how my depression and anxiety work, and techniques that work specific to me, and also potentially having undiagnosed ADHD, but also they just kind of throw it in like, oh, but that's the CPTSD, so it's like, there's a lot of symptoms in that Venn diagram of like ADHD, CPTSD, and autism, just a really fun combo of like, which one could it be? And there's a lot in the middle that is consistent between all of them. So that's really fun to explore. But I've learned a lot about myself, and that really, like, once you start to go a little bit deeper into therapy and therapy techniques and stuff, the beginner stuff doesn't necessarily help you that much. Like, it's great for some people, but also, like, it isn't always helpful for everybody. Because, like, this book doesn't tell you diddly squat on how to actually do shadow work or to process trauma. It doesn't have that. It's just very basic, which again, different point in my life, probably would have been helpful. However, in the right now, it's really not. The previous book that she wrote actually would be better, and this one just was like, ish. Like, again, my note literally says it's fine, with like fine, several extra letters and italicized, because it's like, again, it could have been good at a different point in my life, but right now, like, the book I'm actually reading, which we will talk about tomorrow, I think? I'm gonna be finishing it today, so probably tomorrow, is this one. And it's Meditation with Intention. This book has been more helpful, honestly, than Happy Witch. And I think it's just what kind of thing is gonna work for you in the moment. So, like, this is one of those, like, flip through it at the very least before you buy it. And, like, if you can, check and see if you can rent it from your local library, see if it's gonna help you. If it is, great, go buy it. If not, you didn't have to do a return. It's fine. Just see if it's gonna work for you. Because again, I think it'll help some people. I'm just not that person anymore. And I think me at 20 would have been way more open to this book and been like, hell yeah, I could try this, yeah. But like, me now, not really. Because now I'm like, hey, let's try to meditate and just like exist. Maybe that's the answer. Just like chill. Because that's what I need. Just to chill. That's it. That's all I need. But also, I've kind of learned how my shadow work journey works, and that mine is very much like, it's a whole video in and of itself. But like, for now, like, this is more my speed. And we'll talk about it probably again tomorrow, because I'm still reading it. Like, I'm gonna record this, get this rendering and edited and all that stuff. And then I'm gonna go join the Putty Tat over here on the couch. You probably can't even see her. She just blends in over there. But join her on the couch and read this book. I'm like halfway through it right now, so we're getting there, and it's a good book. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on Happy Witch. I feel like the recommended audience for this is going to be like, if you are a beginner to therapy, or like the early therapy techniques worked great for you, this is gonna be an awesome like resource for you. If you've already done the basics and you're like, I need more specialized, more specific, probably not. Like, read through it, flip through it, and then decide if that's gonna be for you. So anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one in the comments down below. As always, a huge thank you to my patrons. If you would like to support me and get access to exclusive content, it is patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I post every single day. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and blessed be.